Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about break-even analysis. Right? Break-even analysis is a logical extent of managerial costing. The break-even analysis depends on the same principles of classifying operating expenses into fixed and variable cost. Nowadays, the marginal analysis is a powerful instrument in the hands of policymakers. Why the break-even analysis is a powerful instrument in the hands of policymakers? The policymakers are the management of the business entity. The policymakers are making policies. They are making decisions for maximizing the profit of a business entity in a particular financial year. So that is why that means here the management or the policymakers have to analyze the business activities. What the activities are support to the business organization to earn the profits, or how to minimize the cost and how to increase the sales volume of the business entity. So marginal costing and the break-even analysis in the marginal costing is an instrument to support the policymakers to take such type of decisions in the business entity. Right? So, while taking the decisions in the business organization, they have to analyze costs, sales volume and profit of a business entity. The profit is always depends on the selling price. Right? Means if we earn more revenue from the sales, then we get more profits. Or if we earn revenue from sales is less, then we get less profits. So here the profit is always depends on the sales value. The sales value is also depends on the total cost. While determining the selling price in the business entity, the policymakers are consider what the cost incurred to make final product, to make a particular product. So here selling price is equal to total cost plus profit. Selling price is equal to total cost plus profit. If the selling price, for example, you take example a textbook, take example of a textbook. The cost of textbook is 350 rupees. The cost of textbook is 350 rupees. Here the selling price consists of total cost and profit. For making the textbook is the total cost for the making of textbook is, for example, 300 rupees. 300 rupees plus we have to add profit margin to the total cost for determining the selling price. So if we take the profit 50 rupees, so here the total cost is 300 rupees and profit is 50 rupees. The total of cost and profit is the selling price, that is 350 rupees. So, while determining the selling price of a particular product in the business organization, the policymakers add a profit margin to the total cost that is equal to selling price. So, we have to analyze some of the assumptions. The first assumption in the break-even analysis is the costs are classified into fixed and variable. Right. Here, what is fixed cost? What is fixed cost? We know that the total cost is the combination of total cost is fixed cost and variable cost, right? So in the break-even analysis, the total costs are classified into fixed and variable cost. So what are the fixed costs? The fixed costs remain unchanged at any level of the products. The fixed costs remain unchanged at any level of the product. Means the fixed costs are constant. The fixed costs are constant. The production level is increased or the production level is decreased, but there is no change in the fixed cost. For example, rent of a building. If you take for example at 20,000 rupees per month rent to a building, if we produce 10,000 units, for example, if you take the rent for this month, the May month, we have to pay 20,000 rupees rent to the owner for this May month, and we have to pay 20,000 rupees rent to the owner next month, that is the June month. If we produce 10,000 units in the May, we have to pay 20,000 rupees rent to the owner. If we increase from 10,000 to 15,000 rupees production level from this month to the next month, then we have to pay the same rent to the owner. There is no change in the rent, but production level is changed from 10,000 units to 15,000 units, but rent is not changed. The rent the same as the May and as well as in the June month. So fixed costs are unchanged at any level of the production. These costs are constant. But when it comes to the variable costs, the variable costs are direct proportionate to the production level of unit, unit production in the business organization. Right? If the production level increase, then the variable costs are increased. If production level is decreased, then variable cost is decreased. Take example of direct labor, direct labor or sales commission. These are examples of variable costs. Right? If the production level increase, then the variable costs are increased. If the production level decrease, then variable costs are decreased. Right? The first assumption is the total costs are classified into fixed costs and variable cost, and the second one is the fixed costs remain unchanged at any level of the product. Means the fixed costs are constant at any level of the product and at any level of the production. The variable costs are not constant. The variable costs are changing. The variable costs are not constant. The variable costs are direct proportionate to the production level in the business entity. And the fourth one is the selling price is the same. The selling price is same. Means the selling price is not changing. The selling price remains constant. Right? These are the assumptions in the marginal costing. Right. One of the major analysis in the break-even analysis is profit value analysis. Profit value analysis means we can say that cost value profit analysis. Most of the persons are saying that cost value profit analysis. What is the cost value profit analysis? Right, we have to analyze the relationship between cost, value and profit. Right. We know that the total cost and profit determines the selling price, the sales value. If the sales value and profit are both sales and the profit is always depends on the sales value. The profit is always depends on the sales value. If the sales value increase, then we get profit. There are more chances to get the profit. If the sales are decreased, if the sales value is decreased, then there are less chances to earn the profit in the business organization. But while determining the selling price, it depends on the total cost. It depends on the total cost. So profit depends on the sales and selling price depends on the total cost. So for analyzing this cost volume profit analysis, there are some elements in the cost volume profit analysis. The first element is marginal cost equation. Right, we have to analyze one by one. That is, the first one is marginal cost equation. Right, the first one is marginal cost equation. Marginal cost equation. The marginal cost equation is determined by the sales are equal to variable cost plus fixed cost plus profit minus loss, plus or minus profit or loss. Right, you know that sales are equal to fixed costs plus variable costs plus or minus profit or loss. You know that if we earn the profit, then add the profit. If we incur any losses in the business entity, then we deduct it. Right. Here, sales are equal to fixed cost, variable cost plus profit. We can say that sales are equal to total cost plus profit. Sales are equal to total costs plus profit. The total cost included fixed cost and variable cost. You know, sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost plus profit. You can also write this equation, marginal cost is equation, sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost plus profit. Or you can say contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. Right? We can write the marginal cost equation, sales is equal to total cost plus profit, or sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost plus profit, or contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. Here you know the contribution is sales minus variable cost. We can find out the contribution by deducting variable cost from the sales. So that is why same. By using this equation, we can find sales, fixed cost, variable cost and profit. If we have any of three among the four, then we can find any one of the element. For example, we have fixed cost, variable cost and profit, then we can easily find out what are the sales of a business entity. Or if we have sales, fixed cost and variable cost, then we can find the profit. Or we have sales, fixed cost and profit, then we can find variable cost. Or if we have sales, variable cost and profit, then we can find fixed cost. So here, if we have three values among the four elements, then we can find the unknown element in the marginal costing. Take example of a question based on this marginal equation. The first question here, determine the amount of fixed expenses. Determine the amount of fixed expenses from the following particulars. Right. Sales 2,40,000. Sales are is equal to 2,40,000. Then variable cost is equal to 1,50,000. And profit is equal to 50,000. We have to find fixed cost. What is the fixed cost? Right? By using this example, this question, here in the question we have sales 2,40,000 and variable cost 1,50,000, profit 50,000. We have to find fixed costs. We have to find fixed costs by using this information. So already we discussed in the earlier that if we have three values among the four elements, then we can find the unknown element. Right, here we have three values, that is sales 2,40,000, right? Then variable cost 1,50,000, profit 50,000. So we have to find what is the fixed cost. So here the sales are 2,40,000 and we don't know what is the fixed cost. We don't know what is the fixed cost. The variable cost is 1,50,000 and profit is 50,000. Right? Variable cost, profit plus fixed cost is equal to 2,40,000. That so fixed cost is equal to sales minus variable cost minus profit. What is the sales? 2,40,000 minus variable cost 1,50,000 minus profit 50,000. That is here 2,40,000 minus 150,000 minus 50,000. That is 40,000. The fixed costs are 40,000. According to this marginal cost equation, we have to find any one of the elements, any one unknown elements if we have three elements value among the four. So there are four elements: sales, fixed cost, variable cost and profit. These are the four elements and we have the three elements value: sales, variable cost and profit. Then we have to find unknown value, that is unknown element value, that is the fixed cost value. So we can find the fixed cost value, that fixed expenses are 40,000. Right. The next element in the cost value profit analysis is contribution margin. Contribution margin. So here the contribution margin is calculated by deducting variable cost from the sales. If we deduct variable cost from the sales, that is contribution margin. Right, this contribution margin to meet the fixed expenses and profits. Right. Just if we take the example of some values, then we can easily understand the contribution margin. If here we have an example in the book, if the selling price is 15 rupees, selling price per unit is 15 rupees, and variable cost is 10 rupees per unit. Variable cost per unit is 10 rupees, right? Then the fixed costs are 1,50,000. 1,50,000. Right, we have to analyze the contribution margin by taking this example. Right, already we know that the contribution margin, the contribution is sales minus variable cost. Right, here the contribution margin is equal to selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. So contribution margin is equal to selling price per unit 15 rupees minus variable cost per unit 10 rupees, that is 5 rupees. The contribution margin is 5 rupees. This contribution margin, if the contribution margin meet the fixed expenses only, if the contribution margin meet the fixed expenses only, then we say there is no profit, no loss in the business entity. If the contribution margin exceeds the fixed expenses, then we say the business entity is in the profits. Or if contribution margin is not meet if the contribution margin is not meeting, it's not meet the fixed expenses, or the contribution margin is less the fixed expenses, we can say the business entity is in losses. Okay, so take example, if business entity production level is, if the business entity production level is 20,000 units, the contribution margin is 5, that is 1 lakh rupees. the contribution is 1 lakh and fixed costs are 1,50,000. The contribution is less than the fixed expenses. So the business entity is in the losses. If business entity produce 30,000 units, or if a business entity produce 40,000 units, then the contribution is 2 lakhs. The 2 lakhs is exceed the fixed expenses. The 2 lakhs is exceed the fixed expenses with 50,000 rupees, right? This is called profit. If business entity produce 30,000 units, then the contribution is 1,50,000. 1,50,000. So contribution is 1,50,000 and fixed costs are 1,50,000. The both are equal. So business entity the business entity is not earning any profit, any loss, right? So here the contribution, the business entity must meet the fixed expenses, then concentrate on the profit, right? This is all about contribution margin. The next element is PV ratio or contribution sales ratio. Right. Here the PV ratio is calculating by using this formula, that is PV ratio is equal to we can say the PV ratio or contribution to sales ratio, right? The PV ratio is equal to contribution divided by sales into 100. Contribution divided by sales into 100. Already we know that how to calculate the contribution. Contribution is sales minus variable cost. Already we know that the contribution is sales minus variable cost. So we can write the PV ratio is equal to sales minus variable cost divided by sales into 100. Okay. Contribution is sales minus variable cost. So sales minus variable cost divided by sales. Okay. Or we can write sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Okay. Contribution is equal to fixed cost plus profit. Okay. Fixed cost plus profit. So we can write fixed cost plus profit divided by sales into 100. Fixed cost plus profit divided by sales into 100. Or we can calculate the PV ratio by using changes in the profit divided by changes in the sales. Changes in the profit divided by changes in the sales. Or we can calculate this PV ratio by using changes in the contribution divided by changes in the sales, right? There are some different formulas for finding a PV ratio. Take example of question. Here calculate PV ratio from the following information, right? Selling price from the following information. A. Selling price 10 rupees per unit and variable cost 6 rupees per unit. Okay. Selling price 10 rupees per unit. Okay. And variable cost 6 rupees per unit. 6 rupees per unit. We have to find out the PV ratio. Already we know the formula for calculating PV ratio. That is PV ratio is equal to contribution by sales into 100. Here contribution is equal to, right? Contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost. Okay, what is the selling price per unit? 10 rupees. What is the variable cost? 6 rupees. The contribution is 4 rupees. So 4 rupees divided by what is the selling price? 10 rupees into 100. 40%. PV ratio is 40%. That is according to the A. Next, coming to the B, given the profits and sales of two periods as under. Given the profits and sales of two periods as under. 2017 sales 1,50,000. 2018 sales 1,70,000. 2017 profits 20,000. 2018 profits 25,000. Already we discussed that we can calculate PV ratio by using some formula. The formula changes in profits divided by changes in sales into 100. We know that the profits of 2017 and 2018, 20,000 and 25,000. The changes in the profit is 5,000, right? Then divided by changes in sales. The sales of 2017 is 150,000 and the sales of 2018 is 170,000. The changes in the sales is 20,000 into 100, right? That is 25%. Condition A 40%, according to condition B 25%, right? This is all about PV ratio, and the PV ratio is very useful. The PV ratio is very useful for determining break-even sales in amounts. For determining break-even sales in amounts. For example, calculating break-even sales in amount is fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Fixed cost divided by PV ratio. For knowing the break-even sales at a desired profit is equal to fixed costs plus desired profit. Fixed costs plus desired profits divided by PV ratio. Right? The next element in the cost of volume profit analysis is break-even point. Break-even point. The break-even point means where the business organization is no loss and no profit. The break-even point is a point. The break-even point is a point where no loss and no profit. We can say the break-even point is if the total sales of a business entity is equal to the total cost. That is break-even point. That is fixed expenses divided by contribution per unit, right? Break-even point in points, right? Break-even points in units is equal to fixed expenses divided by contribution per unit. Fixed expenses divided by contribution per unit. Here or we can write fixed expenses divided by contribution per unit means selling price per unit divided minus variable cost per unit. Selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Right? Okay. We have to take the last element, or we have to calculate a simple problem according to this break-even point, right? Already we have a question in this textbook, that is, let's look at here. The fixed costs are 2,40,000. Fixed costs are 2,40,000. Variable cost per unit is 15 rupees and selling price per unit is 30 rupees. Selling price per unit is 30 rupees. By using the above information, find out break-even units, right? Break-even sales in units. Break-even sales in units. We have the formula for calculating of break-even point in units, that is fixed expenses divided by contribution per unit. What are the fixed expenses? 2,40,000. Fixed expenses are 2,40,000. The contribution per unit means selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Selling price per unit is 30 rupees and variable cost per unit is 15 rupees. That is 15. 2,40,000 divided by 15. That is 16,000 units. 16,000 units. According to the condition, we have to find out the break-even sales in units by using this formula. And condition B, if the selling price is reduced by 10%, if the selling price is reduced by 10%, what will be the break-even sales in units? Right. Just take the example, the question and the same formula. Here, if the selling price is reduced by 10%, that is the 30 rupees is 100%, we have to reduce the 30 rupees to the 90%. That is 30 into 90 by 100. 27 rupees. Right, 27 rupees. If the selling price is reduced by 10%, so if we reduce 10% from the 100, that is 90%. So 30 into 90 by 100 is 27 rupees. So the same formula. The fixed costs are 2,40,000 divided by contribution per unit, selling price minus variable cost. The selling price is 27 rupees. According to the condition B, selling price is 27 rupees minus variable cost is 15 rupees. Okay, 2,40,000 divided by 12 rupees. That is 20,000 units. 20,000 units. Okay, this is all about a break-even point in the units. The next element in the cost volume profit analysis is margin of safety. Right. The next element, the last element in the cost volume profit analysis is margin of safety. The margin of safety is the differences between the actual sales and break-even sales. Actual sales and break-even sales. If we deduct the break-even sales from the actual sales, then we get margin of safety. Or we can calculate the margin of safety by using another formula, that is profit by PV ratio, right? Margin of safety is equal to actual sales minus break-even sales, or margin of safety is equal to profit by the margin of safety is equal to profit by PV ratio. Profit by PV ratio. Then we can calculate the margin of safety in units. That is profit divided by contribution per unit. Okay, right. So today we discuss about break-even analysis, cost volume profit analysis, right, and elements of cost volume profit analysis. The first element is marginal cost equation. The second one PV ratio. The third one break-even points in sales and break-even points in units, the margin of safety. Okay, so today we have completed our class. Then we will discuss the remaining topics in the next class. Until that, bye.